Hello folks, today is Friday, March 14th, 2025. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. I got a big list of things to talk about, so we should just jump in with the first thing. Bethesda's next big remake of a game might be coming sooner than we expected. Yeah, we talked about this a lot in the past because it's been leaked, rumored forever, but The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, one of my personal favorites other than Morrowind, rumored to be remade in Unreal Engine 5, seems like it might be dropping very soon. This comes from Scooper insider Nate the Hate, as well as some corroboration from VGC. To catch you up, seemingly this remake has been in the works for quite some time, not by Bethesda internal, but by a support studio, Survios, and with that, reworked systems, Unreal Engine 5 graphics, stuff like that. That's about most of what we know. Overhauled combat a little bit, but other than that, you can kind of expect what it might look like, hopefully, if they don't screw it up. But now, again, we might know because from VGC, according to noted insider Nate the Hate, the Oblivion remake is set for reveal in the coming weeks, a claim that VGC has corroborated with our own sources. Nate the Hate claims that the game will likely release before June, while sources have told VGC it could arrive as soon as next month. And then Nate later went on and updated, which was also corroborated by VGC here, that the reveal and release of this game to take place in April with a minimal gap between the two, and a shadow drop is possible. I would say the shadow drop is probably the most likely thing, at least from what I heard and what I'm feeling in the winds. That definitely seems like the right move here, and I'd like to see that. Honestly, we've talked about this one before. We've expressed excitement, we've expressed skepticism, but I just hope it turns out good. And honestly, like I could use that in my life personally right now as an Oblivion enjoyer. I would love a good excuse to jump back in and kind of check things out. That's just me though, so let me know what you think. Now, in some other good news, some very interesting news, hot off the heels of the success of Space Marine 2, Saber Interactive has announced that Space Marine 3 development has officially started. So Space Marine 3 confirmed. You heard it here first. Thankfully, hopefully it's going to be a much smaller gap between Space Marine 1 and 2. No real news from this announcement other than that apparently it's a big deal for publisher Focus Interactive and Saber. It's like the biggest, Space Marine 2 was one of the biggest things for them, and while we will continue to support and grow the Space Marine 2 universe over the coming years, we will take all our learnings and apply them to an even bigger and more spectacular game for the third installment. We view this as an opportunity to create a true love letter to the Warhammer 40k universe. Very cool. I do think that Space Marine 2 had some aspects of it that were pretty simple, maybe almost a little repetitive after a while, but I think it is a fantastic foundation for what a third game, even as much as I thought, Space Marine 2 was like a 9 out of 10, they could really, really blow it out of the water, knock it out of the park with a Space Marine 3. So I'm really excited. It's probably going to be quite some time, but hey, it's nice to know something is coming, right? Especially for me as a consumer goblin, I live my life one video game purchase at a time. I'm glad there are things on the horizon. Next up, Konami did a big presentation giving us our first details and first look at Silent Hill F, or Silent Hill for f***'s sake. Sorry. This new Silent Hill, it got a trailer, which you can check out here, but I did watch the whole long presentation for you guys, which was kind of boring, but a couple of little bits of info here. Dual composers, a legendary and a newer composer, essentially composing for the different soundscapes or different versions of the game. The Other World, the Fog World, I think that's a really, really cool idea. The developers also really talked up how much that they kind of want to flex Japan here. They highlighted that Silent Hill games always had a real good, unique splash of Japanese influence within them in terms of storytelling, emotion, aesthetics, yes. But for this one, they wanted to just go all in on that and lean on Japan and help that make it feel fresh. With that, it's taking place in Japan in the 1960s, and this trailer is pretty cool. As much as some of it, like, spooky little schoolgirl, scary mystery thing, is stuff that I feel like I've seen before. When it came to some of the environments and the monster designs, man, that's where they got me. I'm like, oh yeah, this might be real gross and real spooky. So I'm hoping for the best. It seems like Konami and the developers behind it, most importantly, the people working on it, are excited and confident about this. So I'm excited to see more. Right now, it doesn't have a release date or anything, but at least we have a decent trailer to go on. So if you want to watch that trailer and everything I talk about this week, all of it will be linked in the description down below, of course. In terms of other new announcements, Ubisoft did highlight a lot more of Rainbow Six Siege X, which is going to be a mostly free-to-play game. There's going to be like a purchase for like content, but also access to different like ranked things. There's also a new mode called Dual Front. This event, this reveal, was speaking very much to fans, very much to people who currently play Rainbow Six Siege. It speaks to them, so I can't really translate a lot of that, but it does have a closed beta right now, and it is releasing June 10th. I just feel like I'm from a different planet, being somebody who played Rainbow Six like Rogue Spear back in the day, and from then on, all of them. Where's Ding Chavez, man? Like, what's going on here? Anyway, I digress. Something a little bit more for my nerdy ass is at South by Southwest, a big new trailer for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach has dropped. This is a big 10-minute trailer. We did talk about it in a separate video, and I talked about it in a separate video on my channel. I think it's a great trailer. It shows a lot of new gameplay, seemingly more action, and a character that everybody thinks looks like Solid Snake. It's definitely Hideo Kojima just being cheeky, but it is pretty badass, I gotta say. As of right now, all the pre-order stuff is out there, the collector's edition stuff like that. We know with early access, you'll be able to start playing this game from June 24th, 2025, if you buy the big special edition thing. I'm excited for this one. I think the first game I really enjoyed. Some of the story stuff was a little too nonsensical for me, and I think this time around they have a really good position of upgrading the gameplay, just building on what I already thought was very good gameplay, and also just really honing in that story and making things even cooler. I don't know, the more and more, like when I talk about Death Stranding online, I get pushback. A lot of people think it's like pretentious, it's overrated, it's bullshit, whatever, but let people enjoy things. So there's that. We used to have that. Next up, in this busy world, it can be pretty difficult to just keep on top of your finances, keep track of things. Both good and bad things happen all the time. You got money in, you got money out, and you're also just trying to keep track of things you've subscribed to. Thankfully, the sponsor of this video, Rocket Money, can help out with all of that. It's an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more and spend less, straight up. Matter of fact, I've actually been using Rocket Money for years now before they were even a sponsor to keep track of my finances. One of my favorite things about it is when you have it all set up, you can view all your subscriptions at a glance. Rocket Money helps identify, break them all down for you, and when there's a good chance that you stumble upon something you forgot you subscribed to or something you want to cancel, Rocket Money can actually do that for you. Yes, it can cancel a subscription for you with just a few taps, so you don't have to talk to anybody on the phone or anything like that. But there's so much more you can do with Rocket Money. You can monitor your credit, and you can create custom budgets so that you know what your budgetary goals are, and you can actually set up notifications so that Rocket Money can let you know before you go over your spending limits. It's just really comprehensive, and long story short, it's helped me save money. It's not just me though. Rocket Money has helped its customers save up to $740 a year when using all the premium features. They've also helped customers save over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. So if you want to be a part of that and check this out, go to rocketmoney.com/gameranx or click the link in the description down below to get started for free. You can also unlock even more features with premium. Once again, that is rocketmoney.com/gameranx. Go check it out. And big thanks to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. It has been a week for some bad news though. It seems like Grand Theft Auto 5 online and like the switch to like the new GTA 5 on PC has caused some big issues for players, like player migration issues and losing progress and stuff like that. That seems pretty rough, especially not a good time in terms of like having goodwill for Rockstar, where this can potentially massively screw some people over. There's a lot of links and stuff on how to work around that and how to help with that. I'll link those down below. But for me, the bigger, worse news, the thing that popped off a lot was the fact that it is revealed that the new Skate game does have microtransactions in it. Insider Gaming reports that people playing like the closed alpha have seen these microtransactions. You have a currency in the game and you buy that with real world money, and then you can buy clothing and cosmetic stuff for your character and stuff like that. I saw this coming. I think anybody who has like deeply paid attention to the development of this new Skate and the fact that it is free to play, there was going to be some crap like this. Personally, if it's free to play, and I don't know if I'm part of the problem, like I can shrug off cosmetic stuff. I know it's still not good or right, but if you're personally super turned off by that, I do highly recommend Session. That has gotten pretty good with some updates and stuff, so check that game out. And even still, I am excited to see what Skate actually has up their sleeve, because they have been developing this one for quite some time now. Also, catch this trailer for a new Mortal Kombat 1 character. I love these trailers for character reveals. They show all the moves, they show all the stuff. They're just really well put together, so I always highlight them. This is for one of my goats, one of my favorites, the T-1000 from Terminator 2. This trailer is awesome. He's got all his moves. He's got the run and gun down, like animation down pat. He's got the thing where he splits the elevator open, but he's doing it with a corpse. I don't even know if we could show that or we're going to get demonetized. But yeah, just incredible work by NetherRealm once again. And also, this is a very much like 10-year-old me. If you took 10-year-old me and you're like, you know Mortal Kombat? Yeah. You know the guy from Terminator 2 is in it? I would, like, my brain would explode. I think sometimes it's good to take a step back and realize that some things are very cool. So yeah. Now, in terms of games releasing this week, the first is Wanderstop. This is more of an indie style game where you run a tea shop. You're kind of like a former action adventure video game protagonist, but you're slowing down and managing a cozy tea place. Also, don't miss WWE 2K25 if you're into wrestling. We did put out a before you buy for that. It is another yearly update. At this point, they've gotten the gameplay down pat. There's a lot of features. There's some microtransaction bullshit and some issues here and there. But yeah, if you want to check that out, linked below. Also, nobody told me, but they made a Phantom game, like a side-scrolling beat-em-up game based on the classic character, the Phantom. That appeals to me personally very, very much. Also, check out Midnight Murder Club. This is kind of slipping by below the radar, but it's actually a Sony published game on PC and PS5. It's in early access right now, but essentially it's like a run and gunner, but like it's pitch black. You have a flashlight. Everybody pretty much dies in one hit, and there's proximity chat. Watching some gameplay and hearing some people who have gotten early access to it to play it, it just sounds like a ton of fun, kind of like old school fun. Also, in other news, in case you missed it, Dino Crisis has been trademarked in Japan, leading to a lot of people thinking, oh my God, is Dino Crisis coming back? We don't know for sure. To be the real one, to bring it down a little bit, trademarks are renewed all the time. Companies do this. Companies file trademarks for shit that they don't even care about anymore, but it's just stuff they own. It happens. So you could read it either it's nothing at all, business as usual, or it's something. There's really no way to guess. The only thing I will say is that the Capcom we're dealing with now versus the Capcom 5-10 years ago, this Capcom is excited to revamp and bring and take advantage of some of their big IPs, their big intellectual properties, their big titles. So there could be something from Dino Crisis, but I have no idea. I have heard nothing like in the weeds or anything like that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Also, just a funny last story I wanted to share on. I usually save the entertainment news for the end. Do you remember the scene in Superbad when Michael Cera's character was playing a PlayStation and Jonah Hill's character was like ranting in the background? He was, interestingly enough, he was playing, I believe it was The Getaway 2, which I found really interesting when I first saw that movie. I was like, that's a very specific game. That's weird. But Seth Rogen, who was in the movie, involved with the movie, actually did a recent interview, and Variety picked this up, saying that Sony didn't want Jonah Hill's character to actually be physically playing the game there with Michael Cera's character because they just didn't like Jonah Hill's character. He was too reprehensible for them. The quote is, they were like, we can't have him interact with our products as a character because it's too vile a character. Sony made the movie and we were told that Jonah Hill's character, Seth, was so reprehensible to the studio. There's a scene where they're playing a video game and it was like, Jonah can't touch a PlayStation. I just think that's really funny, especially as somebody who just recently rewatched that movie for the first time in quite a few years. And yeah, it tracks, but I don't know, just something to share, a little laugh at the end of the week. But that's all the news and stuff from this week. Just to get you caught up real quick, let me know what you think about everything. We didn't even have time to talk about like the potential Xbox handheld stuff, but let me know if you have any thoughts about that. But also the bigger news here, right? Like Bethesda and the Oblivion remake, Space Marine 3. What do you want from that? What do you expect from that? Let's talk about any of this stuff down in the comments. And of course, be sure to let us know what you're currently playing. It's for our research for video purposes. There's a pinned comment. It might be a sponsored pinned comment, or it might be like just like a regular pinned comment where we're asking. Either way, reply there. Let us know what you're playing. It helps for us to gauge video interest and stuff like that. But thank you for coming around here. We're down in the comments as much as possible, but if you want to yell at me directly, you can find me on all the social medias, YouTube, all the places. Just look up Jake Baldino. But thank you for being here. Clicking the like button helps. If you like getting caught up every week, I never miss. I'm always here for you. But all I ask now is have a great weekend. Be safe. I'm Jake Baldino. Pizza's on me.